Oh, so Donald Trump was scared.
Breaking news tonight and some stunning new reporting on an elaborate ruse to conceal the secret plane that President Trump used to fly out of Turkey last month. The Washington Post reports this tonight, saying, quote, an Iranian assassination threat against President Trump prompted an extraordinary operation in which he flew secretly from Turkey on an alternate military aircraft while the White House said he was aboard Air Force One. If you look back at the video from that day now, you can see how this clandestine mission played out. President Trump was seen boarding Air Force One at 8:24 p.m. local time on July 8th. But actually, according to the Post, and you can see here, Trump and several of his aides were secretly shuttled minutes later onto this airport catering truck, which was elevated and positioned at a door out of the view of the cameras. Now, the Post reports that the president was on that catering truck when it pulled away from Air Force One at 8:30 p.m., secretly bringing him to a smaller plane, an Air Force C-32A, making the Air Force One that everyone thought he was on a decoy that still had the reporters who thought the president had boarded that plane, and who you see boarding right here on the right, and some White House staff aboard. The Washington Post reports, and I quote, the maneuver meant that the president's actual location was concealed from the American public and many senior U.S. officials for hours. Air Force One then landed in the UK hours later. Now, it's still not clear, as the Post notes tonight, how the president was transported from that other secret plane back onto Air Force One after it landed. You see here the reporters captured the president getting off the plane that they thought he had just flown on with them to the UK, and he's seen coming down the stairs just before 11 p.m. After greeting American service members on the tarmac, Trump got on the new Air Force One jet. That's the one that was given to the president by the Qatari government, and then he flew back to Washington. Now, the plane that he's getting on here is not to be confused with the old Air Force One decoy or the military plane that he flew on secretly. But it was when the president got back on this plane to fly home to the U.S. that he was asked by reporters why they had been told to lower their window shades on that first flight, which is extremely unusual and not typically something that happens for the press, that sits on the right side of the plane, which is where that airport catering truck was, now that you look back at that other video. But given what we know now, given the pictures that you can see now, it makes what the president told reporters in that gaggle afterward.
Iran got Donald Trump shaking in his boots. If I remember correctly, the major part of the conversation during that time was Donald Trump was no longer flying in the new Qatari jet. He had to fly on the old Air Force One, right? And they gave the excuse that they were sending the new Qatari jet off to a base so that the soldiers can get a look at the new jet. Oh yeah, they were sending that plane off somewhere, all right. And even still, I don't think we've got the whole story regarding this, because what was the threat? What had Donald Trump so shaketh or shooketh that they had to do this Mission Impossible routine? Was it that billboard that was in the middle of that busy intersection where over in Iran where they had Donald Trump laying in a casket? Was it that did it? Anyway, there's this other weird story surrounding Donald Trump. And it's about this lady right here. It's all over Twitter. This lady was a part of the news conference that Donald Trump did yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday. And they've got all kind of stories popping up about this lady. First of all, they said she's wearing a wig. Second, they said she's wearing a mask, and the reason why she's wearing that scarf is because she's hiding so you can't tell where the mask stops. The third thing they're saying about her is that she is there and she's got a zapper in her hands, And every time Donald Trump falls asleep, she zaps him to wake him up.
Actually, more than a year ago, where we funded a dozen and more major research teams to answer the question of what is the cause of autism. It's a complicated biological phenomenon. It's not going to be a simple answer. It will have.
So you see her with her hand across her midsection, right? And it just seems like when she moved her hand, that's when Donald Trump popped up. Let's watch it again.
Actually, more than a year ago, where we funded a dozen and more major research teams to answer the question of what is the cause of autism. It's a complicated biological phenomenon. It's not going to be a simple answer.
Listen, there's more videos of it. Let me show you.
Orders us at HHS to take this extremely seriously, as we have been for the last year and a half and more of the presidency. At the NIH, what we've done is we have established the Autism Data Science Initiative, which started almost a year, actually more than a year ago, where we funded a dozen and more major research teams to answer the question of what is the cause of autism. It's a complicated biological phenomenon. It's not going to be a simple.
It just looks weird. Why is she there? Why is she there? Why is she a part of the news conference? She's not saying anything. She's just nodding her head along in agreement. She's just standing there holding her midsection. Now, the internet says she's pregnant. Maybe that's why she's holding her midsection. If you ever been pregnant women tend to do that, hold the midsection. But it just looks weird, her being there. The whole scene it just looks crazy to me, especially the part where RFK Jr. is talking. Donald Trump is slumped over, and RFK is speaking to the press, shaking like he's going through withdrawals. Look at this.
The number of diseases universally recommended for vaccines from 17 to 11, and establishing distinct categories of recommendations based upon the scientific evidence. Our assessment found.
Question for the viewers. Is it Booga Shuga? Let me know if you think it's Booga Shuga. And let me just go on ahead and end with this story. I was going to do a separate video, but yeah, why? Y'all remember Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy? Yeah, he was running for office. He lost. Yeah, he was running for governor out in Minnesota, and he lost to Lisa DeMuth. Even though he was endorsed by the big guy.
He works so hard. I used to say, because he's really working for all of us. Yeah. And the jeopardy, I mean, his business was put in jeopardy, tremendous jeopardy. He had a great business, and it was put in jeopardy. He gave up so much. But I'm just telling you that he has my complete and total endorsement. What I'm doing is saying this is a great Republican and a great person.
Yeah, let's just cut it right there. Y'all get the gist of it. But that's not the only time that he did a speech or said that he was endorsing Mike Lindell. He also said this about Mike Lindell.
Not happy. And you know who's running for governor? Mike Lindell. Do we like Mike Lindell? That man suffered. That man suffered. What he did, what he went through because he knew the election was rigged. And he did it. He just did it as a citizen. Mike Lindell, I'll tell you what, every time I introduced him, he got the biggest hand. I hope he does great. He deserves to do great. That man suffered. These people went after him. They went after his company. They did that with me too, but at least I knew what I was getting into. He was just a guy that said, geez, this election was so crooked. It was so rigged. He fought like hell. That guy deserves to be governor of Minnesota, I'll tell you right now.
Well, the folks out in Minnesota, they didn't think that Mike Lindell deserved to be governor of their state. Probably because they remember this video right here.
And I'm not asking about the lumpy pillow calls.
No, they're not lumpy pillows. That's not what they call on. Okay? When you say lumpy pillows, now you're in You got that? You're an is what you are. No, he's he's an ambulance chasing. That's what you are. Lumpy pillows, kiss my. Put that in your book. No, they answer anything, any problem customer that wants to reach Mike Lindell. Those are the ones. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. They send them to here and they go, or they call about maybe they didn't get their pillow on time because of the FedEx or whatever. Well, we'll cover them even though it could be somebody else's fault. Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow. But good one though.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
What I'm saying.
Obviously, you don't have a My Pillow too. You don't, do you?
What I'm saying is, Mr. Lindell.
Well, go ahead. No, I'm pissed.
I understand.
Yeah, go. When you're saying what?
Do you need to take a break?
No, I don't need to take a break.
All right. Here's what I'm asking.
Your
sir.
lumpy pillow question kind of set a nerve. Because obviously, just like your question in here, Mike's in your little complaint, Mike's frivolous cyber symposium, this whole case is frivolous. You should be ashamed of yourself. But go ahead. Finish your question on this and try not to talk about, get personal and badmouth my employees or my pillows or anything like that. Go ahead.
I haven't said a single word about your employees, and I don't own one of your
You've
pillows.
attacked them. You attacked them. You were part of this. You're getting paid on consignment. You get paid if they get money from my employees. Yes, you have attacked them. You personally did this with Newsmax. You, and I called it right out, the criminal lawyers and Coomer, when you guys did this.
So I repeat, is it Booga Shuga? Put your comments down in the comment section. Before I head out, I got a few people that I want to thank who sent me some love over on the Cash App. I want to thank Brian H. Thank you, Brian, for the support. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank Dana R. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate your support as well. I want to thank Bill D. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate your support. I want to thank Angela A. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate your support as well. I want to thank O. Bowman. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And I want to thank Selwyn S. Thank you all so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Now, head down to the comments and let me know. Is it Booga Shuga?